Welcome back, everyone. It's October 15th, 2024, and this setup is still in the works. I'm not sure if I'm going to make my future videos here or upstairs where I have the majority of my plants that are always thriving and growing. But today I have a list of things I want to talk about, plants that are not doing so great, so the ones that are in the intensive care unit, and my new love for Hoyas. I don't know if you saw my first unboxing that I mentioned a Hoya, and I no longer have that one. I also think I want to make a list of plants I no longer have that have just died throughout the times. But anyway, yeah, I just want to go ahead and just do a very quick update about how the whale fin is doing. I actually won't, like, this is the pinnacle of all of these videos, and now I'm doing this update, and it's in the intensive care unit, and it's on its last leg, but that's coming. I'll talk about that later. But first of all, I do want to start off by talking about the painted lady. Okay, so I've since purchased a painted lady at a big box store, like Home Depot, and recently. So the first one, if you recall, I unboxed it. It was very small, and I purchased a painted lady from Home Depot, and it had a little baby in it. So I was like, ooh, should I do this? Felt like I was cheating on a plant, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and just kind of do a side by side comparison. And it's blooming. Okay, so hold on. Without further ado, let me go ahead and just let's talk about the painted lady. This is the one that she's since been repotted. This is my painted lady that I've grown myself. So remember, if you recall, it was a baby. She's been since repotted. But if you look, I've got plenty of lights here. If you look, it's kind of lost its spots. Like it's painted speckles. Like it's, I don't know if it's reverting or if it's just very juvenile. If it's not sun stressed, because, you know, obviously that you can kind of see it in this. The environment has a big play on, you know, variegation in other plants and their characteristics, but you can kind of see it in this. But it's growing. It's growing. We rented Ponyo from the library. My son loves Ponyo. I showed him the Studio Ghibli, and he's obsessed. Asosuke crying. My little one is in from school. He's not doing that great. But this is thriving, and she's climbing. She's doing a good job, and look at that. Oh my gosh. She's got another growth point right there. Like another leaf is going to unfurl. Do you see that? And this is in my northwest facing window, which I have the two largest windows there. So that's this guy. And look how red it is. Okay, so look how red this vine is. I am like, this is what I live for. You see how red this is? You see how red this do you see how red that is? I don't know, is it just me? Okay. Do you see that? In comparison to the rest of the vine, like it's reddish. Very nice growth. Let me turn it this way because I can see it much. There you go. You see that? It is so red. It's just so red. It's so red. And so, which brings me to the point of this painted lady that she's currently butt chugging. So she's being watered from the bottom. And all of this was full. So she was very thirsty. I'm like, my philodendrons are always so thirsty. And I've just been doing a not so great job of watering them. Let me let it drip. Let it drip. Let me just let it drip for a second before I start showing you everything. But But yeah, so when I purchased this, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is lush. And man, she's like she is, and remember when I was talking about the orange shake? She's growing like the orange, like it's giving the orange shake. It's giving me the orange shake vibe. Like it's giving me everything I wanted in the orange shake. Like this is like a nice pale peach, tangerine, sorry, grapefruit color. Very nice. And it's got this pale pink with the green. It's just so, and it's got all the speckles. Look at its painted splash. All its little speckles. Like it's a true, and I'm just hoping that this plant that I have, the one that I've grown, it's obviously very juvenile in the infant stage. Sorry, I keep looking down here. I'm up here. But when I bought this, I was like, oh, look, it's got a baby in it. So I've got 2 plants in one. So you see it? That's like a whole nother plant. I'll show you guys.
Come back here, apologize.
Come back here and apologize. Right here. I don't know, you can't see it. Can you see it? It's like a whole nother, oh gosh. It's a whole nother plant. Now this has moved. Hi. So, she's just grown. She has grown. I didn't take a picture of when, or I didn't video it when it was in my care the first time, very first time. But it's just doing very nicely, and I said this is a very true painted lady. This is like the iconic painted lady leaves, and this is everything that is true to a painted lady. So, and she's full. She's full. So and she's in a, what is this? Like a 4-inch pot. She's doing fantastic. Fantastic. And she's trellised here. Not trellised, but she's kind of being stood up because these are very heavy. Look at the vines. Look how thick they are. So she's a mature she's a mature painted lady. And let's see. So she's in this, this is like a very nice sphagnum moss, which she's still in the, in its original, pot that I bought her in. But she's got another pot. It's like a decorative pot. It's upstairs, and I leave everything in their nursery plastic pot, and just kind of let them do what they need to. But those are that. So I wanted to just show you guys what I've been doing with that. Do you guys want to see my intensive care unit? Oh God. Okay, so I know I had mentioned that I wanted to have a Stag Horn Fern, and I did. I purchased one at a Big Boss store, and it came with 2. I gifted one to a friend. I potted in the way that I think I'm going to pot it now, but I made a whole project of it. I believe I made a video of it, and I just haven't posted it. It just time. And my children kind of took over the precedence of that project and uploading and editing. But, however, I mounted it myself. I had Home Depot cut the wood. It has to be untreated. The wood has to be untreated for it to actually do its thing. I bound the Stag Horn Fern with, you're supposed to do it with like fish wire. But I did mine with like, it's like an aluminum type of wiring. But I learned that I don't like plants that are on this kind of plank thing. So this is very dried out. And the whole thing is that you have to soak it. You have to soak it. And obviously make sure that it doesn't drip because it's going to be dripping down your walls and you don't want that. So you have to soak it for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, however, how the time determines the need of the water needs. But either way, it just became such of an encumbered chore that I just kind of neglected it. And it's yes, it's salvageable. This prawn type of thing had to grow this way, and it was supposed to grow out on top of your moss. It's not doing that. It's just really not happy. It's got this this bent leaf. It's not a lost cause because it's very much alive. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just pot this in an orchid pot with some new moss. Get yourself a little orchid pot, sphagnum moss, and then you can just obviously water it in your sink. I think the whole letting this dry out, and the wood has split because that's what water does to wood. The wood has split, and it's just not very. I mean, it was a whole project. I had the hook. I screwed that on myself. I hard stapled the wiring. I don't think you can see the wiring. Do you see it? Look at that. It's just not happy. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this off. Take it off of this moss. That's Spanish sphagnum moss. Put it in this nice orchid pot and just let it thrive beautifully and upwards. That's that one. So that's in my intensive care unit. Also in my intensive care unit is a kind of semi-new plant. And I go through these little craze phases where I love them, and I love that they're in my care. But the Sansevieria, I've got a ton of Sansevieria in my home. They're very tall. They're very beautiful. I've got Bental Sensation. They're rooted and assorted very nicely in a pot. And, sorry, Silver Sword, which I showcased here before. But this is Bental Sensation, and I just purchased her, and I think I may have overwatered her. So now she's just in my intensive care unit just because she did have a little bit of this crisp to her. And this is her. Let me just show her here because, but she is so beautiful, and she came to me this way. She came to me this, very beautiful and very nicely. I did an unboxing video. I may upload that. But all of this was crisped off, and I cut that this morning. And then this too here, it's not an infestation of any sort. It's just probably didn't like the super thrive I gave it. Which I still need to make that video. I still plan to make that, but as I mentioned, this was kind of a, you see how it looks from behind? That's definitely not an infestation of any sort. It's just not happy from the root. So I'm letting this dry out. This is what happens. So you can either check the roots, see what's going on, but my first go-to thing when it comes to little things like that, like crispiness, is just let it dry out. Just let it dry out, and it's been drying out, and I think I kind of put it outside when the weather was very nice. So we got a little outdoor leaf. That one is in my intensive care unit. And then last but not least, oh my gosh, is the pinnacle of the start of all of these videos when I purchased this beautiful whale fin. And she's sun-stressed. She is sun-stressed. She's not doing too hot. I cut off her roots because she had root rot, and her other babies died off. I always kept them together. I never separated them. But now she's in LECA. She's in LECA, and I've got her in some water. And she's in LECA. And I'm hoping that her root situation gets better. And she is by the west facing window, but she closed up. She didn't like the sun so much, and it looks nice here in camera, so that gives me hope. I did cut this off yesterday, so she had some crispiness here. It looks like someone just bit it. It's got some crispiness up here, but I just hope this makes it, guys. I've had her for years now, obviously, and I really want her to thrive and grow. Cool. And they're Hoyas, but I have like a haul I think I want to make. Have some on the way, but I did buy these at a big box store, which I kind of wanted to show you guys. So these little wicker baskets have been like literally in everything, and okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm sure you guys understand. I love caring for my plants. I love them so much. My children take a priority, obviously, and I have a very nice setup upstairs for my very A-list plants, for my very exclusives. So I think I am going to make a video about where I have them and where they're thriving, because that's very exciting. And it's just this camera and this lighting and the setup that I was like, let me do this here. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud now. But this is the Freckled Splash Hoya Carnosa, and I'm gonna put her back in here. She's fully rooted. She's got a ton of roots. She's like in a 3-inch pot. But she's so pretty, and look at how splashy she is. And I was very surprised to see these, excuse me, in a big box store because they're splashy. So I did buy the Oblivata splash.
Oh, get out here! Shoot!
Who are you saying that to, Erin? Oh, you're mimicking. Because your sister's right here. I was like, don't tell your sister. This is. I mean, it's not the Oblivata, but that one's on the way. But look how pretty this is. It's got this nice little kind of like pendant type of thing. And it's got a new little leaf right here. It's got this nice dark vine. Do you see that? I feel like, look at that. That's so pretty. It's just so pretty. And it was very inexpensive. I think this is one of my cheapest Hoyas. It was like $5. I was like, yes, definitely yes. And then this is the other. So it's got this nice thing. I might trellis this because this is like growing upward. And this has got another little growth point here. These leaves. And I love these double leaved. Like it's like they're paired together, like side by side, holding hands. So pretty. So pretty. And then that's the characteristics of the Hoya. Very much so. All right, and that's towards the end. We're towards the end of the video here. But before I end it, I did want to go ahead and show you guys this. Look at the growth on my PSS. Look at the growth on my PSS. It's got this little tiny, like little earlobes, kind of that V. This is a new leaf, guys, and this is so gorgeous. Look at that. Do you see that? That is so new for me. Like that is a new feature that I've seen. And none of the other leaves have this. And you know what, guys? I know it sounds crazy. I know I sound crazy for what I'm about to say right now, but I actually want to trim this. Like I want to trim this leaf here. This leaf here. Because when I took it outside, it just got like, maybe it's a little sunbeat. But I think it's going to grow. I honestly believe it's going to grow. Like it's just going to give the energy towards another leaf, or another aerial. Look, it's giving me these nice, like this little tiny aerial root. Do you see that? I know this lighting is kind of, let's see if you can see it from here. Is that better? Do you see that? Right there. And I think that's the same one that I pointed out before, but this has grown a little bit. And every growth matters here in the Planty world, right, guys? Oh my goodness. It's just so pretty. But I'm just so proud of her. Just so proud of her. And she's also up there, upstairs. This is a new leaf. This is a new leaf. Oh, she's giving me the characteristics of a PSS now. And she's, how old is she now, guys? So shout out to all the moms that are also trying to make themselves part of this beautiful planted world and sharing their environment with everyone else. Thank you all. For the next time, I really do want to talk about those unboxings, those Hoya unboxing time, and I really do enjoy just looking at my plants and enjoying my plants, but I want to share it with you all. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. And until next time, love your plants. Love your plants. Love you guys. Until next time. Ciao.